Use the market at Outlet and Fast. And so we are developing. Yay! So first of all, so my name is Adri Serrano, and I am from the University of Texas at El Paso. I'm Ariana Camargo. I'm also from the University of Texas at El Paso.
I'm Brisa Galikowski. I'm from Louisiana State University.
Hi, my name is Dhruvisha and I'm from California State University, Sacramento.
Hi, I'm Haley Myring, and I'm from the University of North Texas.
Hi, I'm Lucas, and I'm from Seattle University.
Okay, so let's get deep dive into the internal control classifications for the market right here. So the first one is compliance. It is a function. As you can see, there's fire extinguisher. All of their alcohol is locked up in a cupboard. So if you want access to the alcohol, you have to go grab an employee, and then you have to show them the ID, and then they open it, and then you grab it, and then they scan it right in front of you, and then you have to purchase it that way. There is warning signs displayed everywhere. They are compliant to the Florida law that prohibits the possession of unstamped cigarettes. That's the one that's right there. They are also making sure that we are getting ID for the sale of tobacco, alcohol. There is a no returns policy on jewelry that's more than $150. They also don't do any fraudulent refunds, and there's warranty policies available at request. Next one. The next one is processing and the time frame. So they have two different POS systems. So a little bit of history about the market. The market was actually a place where you could go and eat food for under $14, but recently they have renovated it to where when you enter, on the left side is food and drinks, and on the right side is where you can buy gifts and souvenirs. So it's so fast. You can grab food item, you can grab a gift item, you can go to the POS system. They put a pin in there for employee identification, and then they check you out. So the time processing is really, really quick.
So when we look at the preventive controls are the controls that are aimed to reduce the chances of risk or fraud even before they occur, right? So segregation of duty is one of the preventive controls that they have been using. By basic, segregation of duty is like we shouldn't be assigning different responsibilities to a single individual. So when we were looking at the cash management system of the store, only the store manager was authorized to approve the inspection of cash towards the end of the day. So from this, they were able to inspect, and they were able to reduce the misappropriation of the cash by the store employees and all the salesperson as well. So while looking at, and also while we look at the stores like this, there are a handful of chances that the items could be stolen, right? So they have sensors and items, and even the valuable items are kept in the lock cabinet. So from this, they have been protecting the items from being stolen.
Okay, so this one was a really fun one. I put my really bad acting skills to use, and I pretended to be a detective going inside the store. So the first one is going to be the store design. So as my partner was mentioning, they did data layout a bit differently. So essentially what they want to do is want to get people in and out, and the way that they did it is so they can see who's coming out and who's leaving. So they have most of their valuable items mainly in one area that they're very easy to see and keep an eye on. For example, the Pandora charms, and this is not sponsored by Pandora. They're strategically placed right in front of the counters, and there's two on each side. You can also see the lighting. We did notice that most of the lighting was towards where the most valuable items are, so it's really easy to just keep an eye on it. Next one is a physical. So their inventory, if you see every shelf, every piece of the shelf is with an item, And this is not only to make it a really attractive store, but it's also a way for the employees to see if an item goes missing, it's easy for them to really catch it. And if they don't really remember that it was purchased, it's easier for them to cut it early. Also, there's also 4 staff members in the store, and even though they don't have as many members, they want to keep the traffic moving. So as you can see there, there's benches, but they do have inventory on them, so they don't want people hanging around, sitting around. It could create potentially a liability and, just trying to protect their assets. And one more is a blind spot. So like I mentioned before, there's only 4 members, so there's places that they can always keep an eye on, and they use their mirror. So I tried to be sneaky and see if there was a spot where they couldn't see me. So this picture on the left, and yeah, they pretty much caught me. So it's pretty good.
Okay, so for our safety controls aim to protect the employees and customers and mitigate the risk of the overall organization. So prior to even walking in, we came across our first safety control, which was the required shirt and shoes sign. And apart from not having your shoes on in a store being a bit questionable, the risk that is associated with not having your shoes on is in case of an evacuation. So if there's a fire, or if there's stuff on the floor, and you can cut yourself, you can also get burned if there is a fire. We also have our safety for food, the warning for consuming raw uncooked meat, because there is a food section in the market. We also have our maximum occupancy, and this also correlates with evacuations. So if there's too many people in the room, an inefficient evacuation can happen if there's too many people. We also have hand sanitizer, so that also goes with our hygienic standards. Of course, with coronavirus and everything, this is more of a regulatory thing across the board with most organizations, so they were adequate with those controls.
Okay, so whenever you go into the store, you can see, as we mentioned earlier, so on the left you will see should I continue or presentation? Well, thank you so much.